Hello everybody, my name is Chris Dash. I'm back again with another NBA 2K20 video. I definitely wanted to talk a little bit briefly about this game and how great this game has been. So far in the storyline, we're looking at the gentleman who was able to give LeBron James a lifetime deal with Nike and basically get him the contract that he got. And this guy is saying that there's going to be big opportunities and deals on the table for him in the near future. You just got to be ready and take the small deals first. But first of all, as we are moving forward, we get a message from a person that is interested in JJ right now as we are speaking right now. Because unfortunately, we can't get the audio because 2K was having some copyright video issues that you are not able to do that. So I was able to give you guys a little commentary on my side on how I felt, so it was a more realistic feel, and everybody is going to have a different approach on how they look at the game, but I'm going to show you my approach. Okay, so JJ right now is wearing a Chicago t-shirt jersey. He's swagging out. I need to get more swag. Likewise, he is meeting up with an agent that is going to change his outlook on how he sees the NBA or how branding is all about. So now JJ is in an atmosphere where he can be himself, talk to an agent, and get a little bit more familiar about who the person he's going to be working with that is going to help him get closer to the goal that he wants to get a name brand shoe and get a signature shoe that is going to be most likely closer to him as he is getting closer to Hall of Fame status in the NBA. But the first part is he needs to make the draft day and he has to get into the draft. In this storyline, he has 20 days until the draft, but for the most part, the agent is basically walking him through all this scenario type of being a controlled player who understands how to actually take this moment. Take a moment and really glimpse on what you really want as your own. Okay, so basically, at the point of moment, JJ is still being himself. He talked to his agent. He's still being himself, and they like him for who he is. And likewise, as we are sitting down here right now and sitting in a great atmosphere in a nice place to go and sit down and talk, this agent is basically just giving him a very good insight about what's going on right now and saying, like people before you as like going through shoe deals and doing all this process was the same thing that they all have to do. Think very big. So the next day he goes to sleep and thinks about it. He gets a message from the same gentleman and Mav, and he says he's going to take a flight and he's going to make it out. And as this guy is owning this Mavericks organization and he's sitting in the front row, he was just basically giving him the encouragement of saying that I would like to fulfill you in about the team and how far it has come and grown and the chemistry and likewise the players of who has been around this organization and how long he has been around. He's tuning his horn right now, but for the most part, he's trying to let him know that if you come to this organization, you are coming to build towards the future that is going to win a championship. But for the most part, he was saying that before you actually close any type of deal, you need to get the ticker holders who sit in the front rows approval before you get anybody else's approval, first of all. And likewise, as we are getting ready for the situation, he says, thank you for making it out. Enjoy the game, stay around, stick around, and enjoy the game. And he sits there, he watches the game, and at the end of it, he kind of sees what the NBA feels like, the motion of the game, the feel of the game, and the atmosphere of the game. He gets to meet into books into a friend of his that he was in college with for the 4 years because JJ did 4 years of college in the basketball community of the NCAA kind of field, and he went to this gentleman probably went to the NBA for like the first year or second year. He was talking about a deal with Under Armour, and he said he wants to keep his options open. I choose to keep my options open because he's not an agent, he's a player, and I didn't want anybody in my ear that was like not a play, like not an agent that was going to give me like a very 100% deal. So I did want that. And it was just good that he was able to give me some insight about Under Armour and just talk about it. So he is talking to his agent. He woke up that same morning, and the next morning I should say, and he talked to his agent. And his agent says, "I got a couple deals on the table, and talking about you are doing great and you're moving and you're improving, but there's still more to do." And talking about the fact that he needs to make sure that you have your head clear about the decisions and deals that you want to make, because when you go through it, you got to follow through with it and do it as good as you possibly can. But first of all, before he goes and sees the agent, he goes to Foot Locker. And please let me know in the comments section below, who is this gentleman? No disrespect, he is really iconic because he got his own moment and he stood out a little bit more cleaner than everybody else. And it was great that they got to actually give him a one-on-one, and he's just talking to him and letting him know. This gentleman sees highly in him, and then wants to sit him down to just talk to him and level him out. And at the end of this, it's just this. He just basically says that, the way that he sees life and just like the colorways of shoes, and they're having great fire, talking about um the companies of the brands of the shoes and stuff like that, and down to the heart where, he customizes his shoes and whatnot. But the whole point about this is, what does he want to achieve when he gets to that level? And what do you want to do when you get to that level? And what do you want to really look as an opportunity when you get to that level? Because he's sitting in a position, he really is trying to get close to JJ, but at the same time let him know that, staying humble and staying positive and making sure that you are getting the right people around you, you will achieve goals, and you will make sure that things will move in your decisions of, like, the way that you are looking towards to seeing yourself. And JJ right now is a positive mind, and it's great because he says keep your head up, stay positive kind of feeling, and the future is near to come. So as we take the day and we went to go see Donovan Mitchell, and if you guys know, that gentleman who's playing Donovan Mitchell seems like another gentleman in 2K19 or 2K18. And the one thing about it is that Donovan Mitchell is another Utah Jazz star that's rising. He's been a player in the NBA for the last 3 years, and he's been putting a name on the board for himself, and he's been achieving great numbers, and he is one of the stars in the backcourt or front court. He is a starting lineup potential, and likewise, he is great when it comes down to getting into the lanes and getting above his characters. And likewise, he is someone who is very explosive when he gets to the rim. He's been in a couple dunk offs. But the one thing about it is JJ knows who Donovan Mitchell is, and he called him over and got to see him, practice and warm up and whatnot and get ready for whatever is coming next. And he's just enlightening him about the NBA and how it looks and how he actually sees it for what it is. And he's like, it's based off of opportunity and how good you treat the game and how the game treats you, kind of feeling. And he just says to you, man, let the game come to you, kind of feeling, but still trying to have some fun talking and having a good laugh and sharing a couple laughs here and there. But for the most part, he tries to show him that it's serious, and he wants him to like make sure that, man, when times come, you have that face where you're really taking stuff serious. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's just that JJ got to meet a couple of these celebrities and stars in this game as we are looking at the storyline, and he's getting a lot of positive attitude. A lot of people say that staying in college for 4 years is not the most smartest thing, especially coming to the NBA. But in the storyline, JJ is trying to change that fortune. And I think to myself, like, staying for 4 years in college and playing ball, I think it will develop your game, and likewise, it'll give you some layers to your game that you are going to see a little bit of more than a usual cat that does not stay 4 years. But the further things that I'm talking about is going to be deals on the table, and they're talking about endorsement shoe deals, and he's talking to him and he's letting him know about the numbers and the logistics about what they're saying on the contract, what can he do and stuff like that, the restrictions and the policies and stuff like that. But for the most part, the agent wants to be able to know what he thinks about a brand of shoe and what he can stand by, and he's trying to get an understanding about what he really wants to get from these deals, but what does he want to change when he gets these deals so he can actually be able to keep these deals that are small deals that are going to be big deals in the near future. So as JJ is taking a moment in his life and actually zoning in, he's actually reminiscing about the moment, and I choose exactly what I wanted to choose, and he's going to be a top 15, top 10 pick, so there's nothing that he's going to have to worry about. He's definitely going to be in there and drafted, and they said he's got nothing to worry about, but JJ has something to worry about because we never know what is going to happen with him, and for the most part, he wants to be able to make it into the draft 20 days until the draft. My name is Chris Dash. I hope to see you guys again with another video, and I will see you guys soon. Stay safe, and remember, like and subscribe and come back to see some more. See you guys soon. Peace.